Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai jai jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai jai jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai. Money and possessions will never bring one happiness and contentment. For example, just because the president's dog lives in a mansion does not mean that it is happy. The dog is not concerned with living in luxurious surroundings. People boast about having gone to the president's house, but the dog lives with the president day and night, and it isn't the least bit impressed. We want to show off our possessions. We satisfy our ego with our possessions. We want people to see our nice house, nice car, nice clothes, and so on. We identify with our possessions so much that, if something happens to them, we are sad. The words artha and anartha are similar sounding words. Artha means money, and anartha means grief, problems, and worries. Many people want to get rich overnight. Unfortunately, they do not know that not even an iota of happiness exists in a big bank balance, a nice house, or a fancy car. If happiness could be found in those things, people that possess them would not need to sleep. How dare you? Only in sleep are you really happy. That is, when you forget the bank balance, nice house, and fancy car. In the wakeful state, we get some joy and satisfaction looking at these things, but it is not permanent. However, the joy we experience is not in the object. The joy we experience is in the mind. It is a state of mind, a state of contentment. Radhe Radhe ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radhe Radhe ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai jai jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai jai jai. Radhe Radhe Govinda ki jai. That translates to I love you, at least for me. We must realize that we can endure a lot of pain and pleasure for the sake of finding out who we are and what this world is, how we tick, and how our world ticks, how the whole thing just is. If we are committed to comfort at any cost, as soon as we come up against the least edge of pain, we are going to run. We'll never know what's beyond that particular barrier or wall or fearful thing. When people start to meditate or to work with any kind of spiritual discipline, they often think that somehow they are going to improve, which is a sort of subtle aggression against who they really are. It's a bit like saying, if I jog, I'll be a much better person. If I could only get a nicer house, I'd be a better person. If I could meditate and calm down, I'd be a better person. Or the scenario may be that they find fault with others. They might say, If it weren't for my husband, I'd have a perfect marriage. If it weren't for the fact that my boss and I can't get on, my job would be just great. And if it weren't for my mind, my meditation would be excellent. But loving kindness, Maitri, toward ourselves does not mean getting rid of anything. Maitri means that we can still be crazy after all these years. We can still be angry after all these years. We can still be timid or jealous or full of feelings of unworthiness. The point is not to try to change ourselves. Meditation practice isn't about trying to throw ourselves away and become something better. It's about befriending who we are already. The ground of practice is you or me or whoever we are right now, just as we are. That's the ground. That's what we study. That's what we come to know with tremendous curiosity and interest. Sometimes among Buddhists, the word ego is used in a derogatory sense, with a different connotation toward the Freudian term, or than the Freudian term. As Buddhists, we might say, my ego causes So I started reading about ego, and I started messing up, and then I almost deleted the recording. But nobody's perfect, and we're not supposed to be perfect. We're just supposed to do our best. My ego causes me so many problems. Then we might think, well, then, we're supposed to get rid of it, right? Then there'd be no problem. On the contrary, the idea isn't to get rid of ego, but actually to take an interest in ourselves, to investigate and be inquisitive about ourselves. The path of meditation and the path of our lives altogether has to do with curiosity, inquisitiveness. The ground is ourselves. We are here to study ourselves and to get to know ourselves now, not later. People often say to me, I wanted to come and have an interview with you. I wanted to write you a letter. I wanted to call you on the phone. But I wanted to wait until I was more together. And I think, well, if you are anything like me, you could wait forever. So come as you are. The magic is being willing to open to that, being willing to be fully awake to that. One of the main discoveries of meditation is seeing how we continually run away from the present moment, how we avoid being just as we are. That's not considered to be a problem. The point is to see it. Inquisitiveness or curiosity involves being gentle, precise, and open. Actually being able to let go and open. Gentleness is a sense of good-heartedness towards ourselves. Precision is being able to see very clearly, not being afraid to see what's really there, just as a scientist is not afraid to look into the microscope. Openness is being able to let go and to open. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram gyro.
This might be the last one. Type. Oh, yeah, bro, you ready? Are you okay?
Came out bustin', came out bluffin', came out fucking on your cousin. I do all these bruises worse than they daddy. But you lover, you in trouble. Now that Sunday, I'm gon' barbecue with something that's your busy. It ain't shit. I went shopping, left it running. To my hundreds, to my million. We watch cable and my auntie, cause my papa wasn't trapping. But my uncle was the something. Mr. Magic, Billy, Dancing, Mr. Magic, Billy, Dancing. Miss me with that local hating on the nigga. Get it cracking. I'm not surprised. I'm on the rise, ran on the rise. Man, it's my eyes, spam it alive. Just hold it down. All I require, just hold it down. They gon' shit on you when we on the route. Nigga be hating 1 feet on the ground. Like I just with the beat on the couch. Belt on the Gucci and beat on the mouth. Came out buzzing, came out buzzing, came out buzzing, came out buzzing.